Nation is growing with a new documentary that examines the death of Michael Jackson and what first responders saw when they arrived at the scene.
Our next guest was one of them, and 10 years on, the homicide detective is breaking his silence as part of this sensational tell-all.
Joining us from Los Angeles is one of the lead investigators into Michael Jackson's death, Orlando Martinez. Good morning to you. Take us back to when you first went into the room and found Michael Jackson. Describe the scene for us.
Well, when I first saw him, he was at the hospital, and there was a private room where Mr. Jackson was being held, and he was a lot smaller than I had visioned. You see him as bigger than life on TV and his music videos, and then just to see him as a regular person. Unfortunately, he passed away, but kind of brought it down to home of how serious it was.
This obviously was so high profile, this death, and now we're finally getting to see your investigation, what went on behind the scenes. There was one mistake made by Conrad Murray, the doctor, that really proved crucial in this. What was that?
Well, his main mistake was agreeing to speak with us. He wanted to do damage control for his reputation. So when he spoke with us, he gave us a story that we were able to disprove of what he had done, and then he told us where he had his medical bag. And the medical bag, there was so much evidence inside of it of him cleaning up and not giving care to Mr. Jackson, but caring about himself and not getting caught doing what he wasn't supposed to be doing.
At one point in the documentary, you say he wasn't being helped to fall asleep, he was being kept under. What did you mean by that? Who was it that was keeping him under?
Well, Dr. Murray, he tried to tell us that all he was doing was helping his friend go to sleep. And he gave us a list of medicines that he gave. But when we found out what had really happened, it was general anesthesia. He was being given a continuous drip of a medicine to keep him under and prevent him from waking up. And that's why he ended up passing away, because Dr. Murray wasn't paying attention.
Now, Conrad Murray only served 2 years. He's always maintained his innocence, and he claims it was negligence on the part of paramedics that actually led to the death of Michael Jackson. You have a very different story on that.
Yes, the paramedics that responded, they had close to 75 years experience between them. And to them, it looked like Mr. Jackson had already been dead for hours. They continued to try to revive him because the doctor was insisting on it. But according to them, he had already been gone. And when we talked to the witnesses who were on the phone with Mr. Murray at the time, his attention was off, and then all of a sudden he panics and starts doing what he has to do to revive or at least clean up.
Look, it was a massive case right around the world. Everyone was watching. Did you feel the pressure? Did you have to change the way you approach the case because of the scrutiny?
I try to think that I do all the cases the same, but in reality, there was so much pressure and so much of a want of results right now that the basic tenets that we followed didn't change, but everything was ramped up. We got extra manpower. We were able to work as long as we wanted without sleep to get these things done. But unfortunately, the LAPD doesn't have a good record in these types of cases, and I didn't want that to happen again.
Yeah, so is that why you took part in this documentary? Did you guys get, the LAPD get some heat on how you handled this, and is that why you decided to speak out?
One of the reasons is in the culture and the climate nowadays, police officers I don't think they're really